Hi, welcome to Faces of Italy, where we show you how to make simple, nutritious, and of course, delicious Italian dishes. I'm Morgan Thompson, and this is our culinary genius, Chef Kevin.
Hi Morgan, how are you doing today?
Hi, great. What are we making first?
Oh, there you go. Then we're going to do little Italian pizza rolls.
Ooh.
So we have our fryer set. It's right around 366.
Okay.
Which you want at least 360 degrees. We have our pizza dough rolled out. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a variety. So we'll do one with pepperoni and one with 3 different cheeses.
Okay.
So you get the best of both worlds. And another nice thing is you can customize them, make them your own. They're not going to taste store-bought. They're going to be really good.
You make them as big or as small as you want. Put whatever ingredients you like in them.
Exactly. So what we have, I'm going to go ahead. I got the dough rolled out nice and thin.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and line them up. We'll do one with pepperoni, like we said. Mm-hmm. And then we'll do the other one with 3 different cheeses. But we'll put a little mozzarella with the pepperoni ones too.
Okay. So you want nice thin dough so they cook better, or
they get crisp. Okay. Right. Yep. And this one will be...
And like you said, I've had the ones at the store and they taste like cardboard. They're so disgusting. So I'm really excited to have fresh ones with fresh ingredients, and that's really what we're all about here.
And this is where we put the love in.
The love.
This is what
our special ingredient.
There you go. Little Italian seasoning.
Okay.
All right. We'll separate. There's a little mound there, a little mound there.
Now, the dough you're using, is this your special recipe?
Yes, yes. We have our recipe on the website. And it's facesofitaly.tv, and we have an ebook where you can get all our recipes. That's what you want to do, is go right there, and everything's made from scratch. It's the way to go.
Yes. And if you don't have the time or you're in a hurry, you can use store-bought dough as well.
So we got
Italian
seasoning on both. And let's see, a little more cheese on this one. So we'll make 5 of the pepperoni and 4 of the cheese.
Okay.
And we have our own little template that we can use to stencil out everything. Okay. If you want a homemade one, you can use cooking spray, the little cap on the top.
Ah,
yeah,
just clever idea.
Yep.
Okay, so you don't need special tools.
Nope, right. Just make it your own. It might be a little bigger, but bigger's better.
Absolutely. More to go around.
Just decorate each one. This is getting the Parmesan.
Is that our oil telling us it's ready?
There we go. Perfect. I mean, we're at temp.
Now, if you don't have a deep fryer, because not everyone does, is there another way to make these? Can you make them in an oven?
You can use a deep frying pan.
Okay.
You're just gonna make sure the oil gets up to temp, because you don't want to put it. You don't want to put your pizza rolls in the oil when it's not hot enough, because it'll absorb the oil. You don't want to absorb it. That's when they get.
So you put it in a deep dish in the oven with oil.
You want to get the temp up to at least 360.
Okay.
Use a candy thermometer. Candy thermometer is different than a regular thermometer. Only goes up to like 220, but a candy thermometer goes up to like 420 degrees. With that, once you get to 360, now you can apply your little pizza rolls once they're done.
Now the sauce you're using, that's also your special recipe.
It sure is. Yep, made from scratch.
And you can also find that on our website, facesofitaly.tv.
Now we're going to add the other cheeses, because we said 3 cheeses.
Now that's fresh ricotta, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Ah, one of my favorites. Makes it nice and fluffy.
And then, of course, the Parmesan. So we have mozzarella, Parmesan, and ricotta.
I'm so excited for these. It's such a crowd pleaser. It's such a great thing to do with your kids. Make it like a fun family event or a perfect appetizer. No one's going to believe you made them from scratch. Until they taste them. Then they'll know for sure.
I'm going to just cut this down the middle. Like this. We'll take the dough and fold it over. Let's get some cheese in these guys.
Lots of cheese, please. Gotta have lots of cheese.
We got the sauce in there. We got our Italian seasoning.
Now, do you recommend using extra sauce for dipping, or just...
Absolutely.
Okay.
You got it.
I love your sauce. I put it on everything. That's why you can't get enough. So you fold them over.
Right. We're going to take them right where the pepperoni was. Squeeze it out like that.
Look at that. Okay, well, while you finish stamping those out, we are going to go to commercial break, and we're going to finish showing you how to make pizza rolls when we come back.
Yummy.
Welcome back to Faces of Italy. We're making pizza rolls, an all-time crowd favorite. Now we've already prepped our ingredients, correct?
Yep.
We've got them in the fresh dough. We made cheese and pepperoni. Yep. And what do we do now? What are you doing here?
Now I have an egg wash, and what the egg washes do is our glue that's going to keep our little egg rolls, our little pizza rolls together.
Okay, so that actually seals the two layers together.
Right.
Okay. Now we've used egg wash before as like a glaze on our...
Yep, on the crust.
Okay.
Yep, on our calzones.
So it's kind of a handy tool to
have.
have.
All around good purpose, yes.
Gives it a nice crust.
You got it. We'll fold this over. Just like that.
So we've stamped out already our one we did over the break. So here's our next one.
I'm trying to do is to keep one side to where I don't have to. Oh, preach temp. There we go.
The fryer is ready.
There we go.
And if you missed the first segment, we did teach you how to make them in the oven as well if you don't have a deep fryer. But if you do, this is the preferred way, correct?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's controlled temperature. You want that because when you add the pizza rolls, they're actually going to cool the temperature down, and that it will know to bring the temperature back up again.
Ah, very clever. So what are we doing now?
We're going ahead and pressing and sealing the tops and the bottom of the dough. So.
And it looks so pretty and fancy. So using the fork, it actually pushes it.
Yep, you interject it like that. Yep.
So we don't lose all our goodies inside.
Hopefully not.
We better not. That's the best part.
I know, right? Check him out. See if there's. Make sure he's sealed.
So you can also press it with your fingers.
Yeah. You just don't want any air pockets in it.
Using the fork gives it that nice. It looks restaurant quality.
It gives it a finished, and it interjects the top and the bottom really well.
Now, is there any other way to do this, or is that kind of the gold standard, if you will?
Because it's so small and tight. But I guess if you wanted to, I mean, there's little designs in the end of the fork. So if you wanted to press that and really get fancy, I guess.
You know me, I always want to get fancy if at all possible.
And that'll give you another design, but massively, if you're doing a whole bunch of them, the width of the fork's going to get a lot more done for you. Okay.
I mean, it really is such a perfect thing for entertaining because they look great. I'm sure they're going to taste great, but we'll find out for sure. But it gives such a great impression.
And these are the cheese ones. There's 3 different cheeses in there. So you can get a stick. That's why I always like to pick them up and look at them to make sure they see how that one's got a hole in it.
Oh yeah, we would have lost our goodies.
Yes, we would have.
You know I love my cheese. Now, what are the 3 cheeses in that? Just to reiterate, in case
we got Parmesan, mozzarella, and ricotta.
Aha.
So they're almost like little mini calzones, other than we have the sauce in there.
Now, calzones do not have sauce?
No.
Okay.
Not usually. But like I said, when you make them at home, you can make them however you want. I like sauce. My wife doesn't.
Now, how long? Oh, I like sauce. Your sauce, definitely. On everything, more the better. You can't have too much of Chef Kevin's sauce.
Let's see how these guys, though. Let them go.
Okay.
And away we go.
Now, how long do they cook for?
They'll start to float, and we'll flip them over to see how brown they are. When they turn nice golden brown, I mean, the ingredients in there are already cooked. There's nothing really raw. You're just cooking the dough. See how they're starting to float? Yep.
So you just want it really nice and crispy.
Right. They call it GBD, golden brown and delicious.
Ooh. Yeah, no cardboard here like you get at the frozen store-bought ones that sound like a good idea and taste like a very bad idea. Okay, well, I'm going to prep this plate here.
Oh, that'd be great. Yes, you can put a paper towel there that'll help absorb some of the oil.
Yeah, and always when doing any sort of frying, of course, you want to paper towel and drain the excess so you get nothing but the good flavor.
Right. Look at them. Yeah, they're just about ready. Let's flip them over, see what they look like.
Look at that.
Looking good.
Woo! These are like the perfect bite-sized morsel. So you can cook them at 2 different levels because they show you exactly when they're ready, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Now, how do you know when they're finished?
Well, now see that the browning on the edging? Yep, we can pull them out now, and they'll continue to cook when you pull them out.
Oh, okay. So the sizzle keeps it cooking. Look at that.
Yeah, they're going.
Woohoo!
I'm gonna toss them right here. Let them drain for a second. Let them sit for a minute.
Look at that.
Pop into that.
Well, we're definitely going to have to let these cool for a little bit before we eat them, but look at how beautiful and perfect that
Go ahead
is.
and cut one open and you see the gooeyiness of the cheese. There you go.
Look at that. Oh, I can't wait to eat
Perfect.
these. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have
what?
to take a break right now. It is already, more cheese. And of course, we said you can always use your sauce for dipping.
Yep.
Well, we're going to have to go to commercial break right now, but look at this. Perfect pizza bites.
Cheesy cheese.
In keeping with our bite-sized food today, we are going to make chicken tenders.
You got it.
Now, are they chicken tenders or chicken fingers? I never know the difference.
Well, we're going to call them fingers because we're not using the tenderloin of the chicken.
Okay.
We're actually, the tenderloin of the chicken is what's located underneath the breast. It is more tender, but you know what? You're getting more bang for your buck when you use the chicken breasts.
Okay.
It's like $1 or $2 per pound less. You're getting the same results. It's still chicken.
Right,
Yeah.
and I know we all need to conserve in this economy whenever possible, and it's going to taste just as good.
So I have some done up here, and we're going to let them fry while I'm going to show you the breading process.
Okay.
So let them babies go, because they take about 3.5 minutes. And when they float, they'll be golden brown. We'll pull them out, we'll drain them. But
You know, I'm glad you explained that to me because I always wondered what the difference was between chicken fingers, chicken tenders. I just kind of always thought it was always the same thing, which it basically is. It's just a different cut of meat. Is that correct?
Different part of the bird. Yep.
Okay.
Sure is. So I have our breast. I have my yellow cutting board. The reason it's yellow is because it's for my chicken only. I only cut chicken on my yellow board. My red board is for beef.
Okay.
I have a off-colored white board that's kind of gray for my fish.
Smart.
And then my white and my green boards are vegetables only. So
Okay.
no chance of cross-contamination.
Oh, that is really smart. That's a good tip.
So I've washed my little bird. I'm taking off a little bit of the fat. Don't want the fat. And we'll go through it and we'll check to make sure there's no bones in it. We do have a little bit of cartilage in there. So we'll
Okay.
take the cartilage out.
So make sure it's nice and tender and juicy.
See them babies are frying away.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
toss them around, make sure they don't stick to one another.
And again, how do you know? Now, we did make pizza rolls before, and those were pre-cooked. With this chicken, it's not.
Well,
so how do you know
it's
when
more
it's cooked?
timing than anything. When you pull them up, look for the biggest one, crack it open in the middle to look at it.
Okay.
And then you're going to know for sure that
About how
you've
much time you
gotten them
have.
all done. Because that's your biggest one. And if it's done, your small ones
They're
are
all-
definitely done.
Okay. So with these, I mean, it's better to overcook them, if you will, because you can really tell from the outside.
Right. And see, I'm just cutting at a bias.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to get. Probably about 5 or 6 of them out of it, right?
Now, why do you cut on the bias?
It gives more surface.
Okay.
So more surface for everything to cling to. And we do have a little bit
So
of
more of the breading and good stuff.
more of the cartilage we want to make sure we get out of there. Because that makes it tough. You don't want it's all about being tender, right?
You know, it's fun today. We're making all these fun, you know, like kids' foods or party foods and all the little bite-size, entertaining type foods.
So we have our breading process set up here. And to give it its Italian flair, we added Italian seasoning.
Ah, to your flour?
Yes.
And it looks like also to your breadcrumbs.
Yes, that is a combination of Italian seasonings along with the cheeses. So yes, even more flavor.
Gotta have cheese.
And then I add salt and pepper to the egg.
Oh, okay. Now, is that an egg wash like we've used before?
No,
or-
that's just actually straight egg. So that's gonna make it to where we'll go with the dry first. And when you do a breading like this, you always have the layer of flour first,
Okay.
right? And that's dry. So then you
Gotcha.
put in your wet.
Okay.
And what I want to do is
Nice and coated.
drip it, make sure you get all the drops off of it. And then this is my wet hand. This is my dry hand. So nothing is going to cross so I don't build up and bread my fingers. And that is the secret. Let's see how these guys are doing. Look at that.
Those look finished.
There we go, huh?
Let me put
They
some,
only take 3 minutes.
prep the plate. Just like with the chicken tenders.
Perfect, right.
The pizza rolls, you want to drain the excess
You got
oil.
it. Right. They won't take any time at all.
So that's our finish. Wow, those look incredible.
Nice, huh?
Those look really incredible.
We'll continue breading. So there's our wet hand. We've got that, right? This is our dry hand.
These look
the
so
dry
nice.
ingredients.
Spread them out a little. You can really see them.
All right. Put the dry in the wet and take the wet hand. Pick up
You know, and again, like with the pizza rolls, it's kind of a fun thing to make. The breading process, it's kind of a fun little...
And it is a process, exactly, the way you said it. If you don't do it this way, I mean, it's not gonna work. It has to be this way.
So since we do already have our finished product,
Here we go.
I'm gonna lay it out nice and pretty here. Now we can also, because it is Italian, chicken fingers.
Go ahead, there you go. Yep, little Parmesan cheese.
Parm.
Yep.
You know how I feel about my cheese on everything.
Nice.
I like that I get to help.
I don't mind.
Since you've taught me so much about cooking. Now, would you put your special sauce on?
Go ahead and drizzle it.
Drizzle it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, you can use it on the side
You can
for
dip
dipping,
it in
like
more if
I
you want
love
for your
to do.
personal preference. Yep.
Look at how pretty this is. I mean, what a great party favor. Bring it to someone's house, entertain your guests, or just have fun with your kids. Look at that.
Nice.
And another easy, fun, simple thing, and another thing using the sauce, which you can find on our website at facesofitaly.tv. Chef Kevin's famous homemade sauce, which we love and we use in everything. Well, Kevin, we're out of time already. We have to go to commercial. That went by so fast. Well, these are the delicious chicken fingers we've just shown you how to make yourself, easy and fun. And we'll be right back with more Faces of Italy. Welcome back to Faces of Italy. Well, continuing on with our theme today of fun, crispy food, what are we making now?
Let's do some Italian-style fried onion rings.
Yummy, right? Another crowd pleaser.
Got our onion.
Okay,
right?
Got our fryer.
You're right, they set it. So we're at 360, we want about 365.
Okay.
Let's get that up a little
Cooled
bit
off
more.
a little bit during our break, huh?
Right.
This is a fun segment today. We're doing all kinds of fun, bite-sized food, party food.
Yep. Good.
And this is another thing that's fun to make with your kids or with a group.
And you can make the onion rings as thick or as thin as you want.
Okay.
We have the batter. I have the batter ready, but I'm going to go ahead and have you make another batch because we're going to make more for the crew.
Put me to work today. I like it.
And if you want to go ahead, I got a mixing bowl all set up there for you.
So what do I do?
Start with the dry ingredients.
This is flour.
1 cup of flour.
Do you put the whole thing
Dump
in?
the whole thing. I
Okay.
made it real easy for you.
Okay, you know I need it easier the better for
There
me.
you go. That's cornmeal.
Cornmeal.
1/2 cup.
Okay.
Yep.
And that gives it like a little bit of a granular texture.
Exactly.
Yummy.
Another texture.
I like that kind of, I don't like the onion wings that are too floury tasting. It's,
Right.
I don't know. I like it with a little bit of crunch to them. And,
Baking soda. 2 tablespoons.
okay. Makes it rise. Is that
You
what
got
it
it.
does?
Right.
Okay. And our last ingredient?
It's actually a combination of seasonings. So we have oregano, there's basil, Italian seasoning, a little salt, pepper, and a little garlic powder. So it's it totals up to about 2 tablespoons,
Gives
maybe
it
2
the
tablespoons
taste.
and a half.
This is a nice grainy salt too. Is that sea salt or?
Yes.
Okay.
Kosher salt. Sorry.
Nice. Okay. So I've got all my dry ingredients. Whisking it up here. Will you cut them? Now, do you like your onion rings thick or thin?
A little of both.
I like mine nice.
If it's a fried onion ring, I'm gonna eat it.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's true. It's one of those things you can't go wrong with. Okay, so now I've got this all mixed up. And what do I do?
The last thing is the wet ingredient, which is the water.
Okay.
And that's 1 cup of water.
Do you do it all
Just
at once?
slowly add it to it. Yep.
Like a little at a time? Okay.
You got it. Clunks up fast, doesn't it? Yes.
It does.
And if you have to, you can always add more water if it seems to be a little on the
We're
thick
pretty
side or whatever.
good here. And, you know, we promise you at Faces of Italy that we're going to make you not only delicious food, but simple food. And if I'm cooking it, you know it's easy to make.
Really? Come on. Give yourself a little
Here
more
we
credit.
go.
Little more credit.
Oh, hey, you've taught me a lot, so
I'll
like
never
it.
let
It's
you
fine.
down. I'll never let you down.
That's true. You never do. So
Now,
here's our nice batter, okay?
Perfect. Perfect. And then that's exactly what I made. You got it. Yep.
Ah, hey!
Now what I'm gonna
Mine
do-
looks like yours.
I'm going to let the basket down.
Okay.
Because if we add the onion rings to it with the basket up, that the batter's going to stick to it, and then the onion ring's going to stick to the bottom. So we want it to float.
Yes.
So when we put it in, we'll take the onion ring, and it's going to hit the oil first.
Okay.
So well, there you go. Just
You know,
like
it's
that.
important to note tongs. You really need tongs when you're using a deep fryer, especially for onion rings. Look at that.
Uh-huh.
Now these cook pretty quickly.
Sure do. Any vegetable will.
Okay.
The zucchini, the mushrooms that we did, yeah, they don't take any time
I'm
at
going
all.
to prep my plate. As we've done with all of them, we need to drain the excess oil so get that only the flavor remains.
Look at that, huh?
Look at that!
No time at all.
Onion rings! And we just whoop.
Got it? Careful, you got it.
Dump it out on our plate.
Perfect.
Okay.
Good job.
And I'm gonna these over so they drain out nice. Oop, I broke it.
Right? That's okay. It'll still taste the same.
Fine, I'm gonna find. Okay, so here we'll show our finished product, all nice and pretty.
Now keep making more.
Okay, we have a hungry crew today.
We'll feed them good.
We always do. So since we're quickly running out of time, I just want to show you.
Right ahead.
Throw a little bit of
Perfect.
garnish on there. I like mine Italian style, so I put a little cheese.
Good for you.
And in the Italian tradition, instead of ketchup, a little bit of Chef Kevin's famous sauce, which you can also use as a dipping sauce if you don't want to put it right on top.
Yep.
So voila, we only have a few made, but we know they're
See?
going to taste great and they look great.
Yep. It's the wet batter.
We ran out of time today. We had too much fun.
You know.